may seem like a harmless Instagram post, but images of your child shared online is contributing to their permanent digital trail. Now, a fight for the right to delete their data is ramping up.
They're pretty funny to look back on.
I think I was always taught, think about what you're posting online.
Kids do things that, that they shouldn't.
72 million pieces of online data have already been collected about a child by the time they turn 13. In early years, much is gathered through sharenting, online posts from parents of their kids' lives.
One more. Just... What the hell just happened?
But vast amounts of kids' data is also collected on everything from smartwatches to online games to messaging and education apps. Companies known as data brokers make their millions by harvesting the data and selling it on to advertisers.
Maybe an employment opportunity wouldn't be available because of something that a child did, some silly thing that they said or did online. Also, educational opportunities could be closed off because of something, again, that they did when they didn't know any better.
Now, from next year, a new government code could give kids the legal right to demand their digital data is deleted once they turn 18.
I would personally erase my digital footprint.
I think that's great. Sounds like a good thing. Everyone should have that right.
The code would apply to businesses earning more than $3 million. Tech giants like TikTok and Meta facing $50 million fines if they breach it.
I don't know how they would do it, but sure.
I'd like to know more about how it worked.
92% of Aussie teens says they want control over their digital past, with the option to either delete their data at 18 or for all their data to be automatically erased when they reach adulthood.
Children just aren't in a position to make wise judgments about how they behave, especially online, and we know that the material that they share online could be affecting their lives forever.
But in an era where every click, every purchase, every shared photo leaves a trace, can our kids really be forgotten online?
Whether it's absolutely 100% going to be effective in wiping out every possible instance, I think we'd probably have to say no, but that's not a reason not to have a law and not to have a code. Children just have a right to privacy.
Carly Kind is Australia's Privacy Commissioner and is actually in charge of developing the Children's Online Privacy Code that we just heard about. Carly, I think this is probably an obvious question, but why is this important?
So for a while now, there's been a bit of a recognition that our privacy laws are out of date given the advancements of the digital era. And so government has been involved in a process of updating those. And the first cab off the rank is to develop special rules that apply to children's personal information particularly. And that's really recognising that the internet wasn't designed for children. It's not always safe for children. And we want to make sure that children's privacy is protected when they're using the internet and digital tools.
Just how important is it to protect children's privacy?
I think it's really key to who we are as individuals, that we have the right and the ability to make choices about our life and who knows what about us. And that's what privacy really is. It's not about keeping things secret or hiding things. It's about being in control of your personal information and making choices about who knows what about you. And I think that that's really important for children as well as for adults. They need to feel that they have a space, that they have control, that they have agency when they're using digital tools. Because they're so integral to their lives now.
Carly, how would this work and how can we enforce it?
So I'm an independent regulator. I'm not a legislator, but I have a mandate to develop a set of rules in consultation with a range of different communities that will then become law next year. And those rules just have to be consistent with the existing privacy rules, but they can speak specifically to children. And then once they're in force, I have the ability to take investigations, to make inquiries, and ultimately to bring litigation in court against companies that might contravene those laws. And I can seek penalties of up to $50 million for contravention with privacy laws.
Hey, Carly, just from my understanding, why isn't it just a case of if someone doesn't want their data anymore, they can just delete their accounts, they can clear their search history? Why isn't it as simple as that?
You can absolutely delete your accounts, but what you can't control is the value chain of personal information that has leaked out beyond a simple individual account. So when you sign up to a service, when you buy something online, when you use a new app, there is often a whole range of ways in which your data gets passed on to other entities, it gets sold on for advertising. And once that has kind of leaked out beyond your control, you can delete the original profile, but how do you claw back that kind of leakage of personal information? And what we're saying is actually that's not a law-free space. All of those companies that are passing your data on from one to the next, like a game of Chinese whispers, all have to have responsibility, and particularly when it comes to kids.
When the eSafety Commissioner proposed a crackdown on big tech, though, Elon Musk attacked her personally on social media. Are you worried?
One of the big challenges we face is that many of the really powerful actors in the digital domain are big tech companies with a lot of power, and they're not based in Australia. And that can be hard to make sure that regulation bites on them. I think it's really important that we continue to make the case that those companies have social as well as legal responsibilities, and that regulators like me are courageous, just as eSafety has been, in trying to assert our jurisdiction over those companies. But it's not a straightforward task.
Well, Carly, thank you very much for your insight.
Thanks for having me.